Thank you. You guys ready for some low energy comedy? All right, because that's what you're getting. I'm really white, and I don't mean like I act or dress really white, even though that's true. I mean more like it's December and I bought sunscreen last week white. Like I was in the store, like to buy my usual like SPF 30. Thank you for that delayed laugh, Matt. Like I was like about to buy my usual, SPF 30. But next to that was SPF 50, and I was like, awesome, even better. Next to that was SPF 100. I didn't know that existed. Like I got excited, so I bought it, took it home. But when I opened it up, it was just a shirt. Just a shirt. That's fucking hilarious. You guys are in trouble. It's 12:30. I understand. It's okay. I'll do something better. Let's see. Oh, I was driving here actually, and I was behind someone who was texting while driving, which I don't get. Like I would never text while driving, because like you know what? No text is worth dying for. But I will write down comedy bits while I drive, because like I'm willing to die in order to remember Qdoba Gooding Jr. Like that needs to be shared with the world. That's important. It's really good. It's almost Christmas. Who's excited? Yeah, me too. I love Christmas so much. I love Christmas music too, except I just realized this year that I hate a song that I always thought I liked, and it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And I'm going to take you through it a little bit. It starts off, Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Yeah, we all know these 8 reindeer. But do you happen to recall the one super famous one with all the movies and songs named after him? Like, Jackie, Jermaine, and Marlon and Tito. Do you recall that 5th Jackson? Who could it be? No, it wasn't Jesus. It was Michael. It's close. Equal dance moves. But the song continues. All of the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names. They wouldn't let poor Rudolph join in any of the reindeer games, which was probably a good thing. That movie was really terrible, but still pretty mean overall for a children's song. And then until one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" And then how the reindeers loved him. These petty, flying, magical assholes. Like, how quickly are you going to change? You hated this guy because he had a shiny nose, and then Santa likes him. Like, I know you're thinking, like, it's a kid's song, get over it, but no. I'm not going to get over it. Because it is teaching kids that all-important lesson that we should ostracize those different from us unless they become super popular, and then befriend them immediately. It's important. Yeah. I recently got into a relationship, so that's great. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's going really well, but like I realized like once you become in a relationship, like your friends will all talk to you about how great being single is, because they're all mentioning like one-night stands all the time to me, which I guess I don't know. That's just never for me. I guess it's not my style, because I've always had 2 nightstands, like one on each side of the bed. I'll put a lamp on each one. Basically, like doubles my bedside storage space, so it really comes in handy. But I did have a one-night stand once, and maybe because of how it ended is why I don't do it anymore. Everything went fine, in the bedroom area. But the next morning, she's like, "Hey, do you want a bowl of cereal?" And I was like, this just went from good to great. Absolutely. So she starts to pour it, but she poured in the milk first. Yeah, that's the right response. Yes, it is. Which that's like putting the condom inside the girl and then having sex with her. Like, it's just completely illogical. Yeah. I don't understand it. But like, I'm happy in a relationship because I was bad at being single. Like, have you ever been turned down by someone that you thought you were settling for? Because that's a sobering reality. Just to be like, she's not really my type. We don't have much in common. but I'll give it a shot. She does like the same mental math in her head and just goes, nah. It's like getting turned down by your safety school. It's like, man, I didn't get in the University of Phoenix. Like, fuck. This is rough. But this is better than my last relationship. My last relationship lasted about 3 months, which was about 3 months longer than it should have lasted. Like, she was really sweet, and nice. We just didn't have that spark or, chemistry, whatever you want to call it. But she did have a Tempur-Pedic bed. I don't know if you guys have slept in a Tempur-Pedic bed. Supports you in ways that a woman never could. That joke's better if you sleep on it. That joke did make me realize, have you ever seen a mattress store that wasn't having its grand opening or going out of business sale? Like, why is the mattress marketplace so volatile? I don't understand. I hear people nowadays saying like everyone's in too much of a rush to do everything. No one ever slows down. Those people have never stood behind someone filling up a soda. Because I don't care how much of a rush you're in, everyone does exactly the same thing. So it's like, the sip is very important. It like lets you know it's good, but it's also your way of like sticking it to the man, Speaking of beverages and great segues, I was at a wedding recently, and we were doing the champagne toast. And I realized that champagne is like that asshole friend who only shows up when things are good. Same the only times you ever have champagne, weddings, New Year's, boat christenings. Like, it's always good things. But like, no one's like ever gotten dumped, like sullenly walked into a bar. Bartender's like, "What can I get for you?" And you're just like, "What kind of bottles of champagne you guys have?" Just like joylessly popping the cork. Just trying not to smile when the bubbles tickle your nose. But like, even if you mix champagne with something, it's still the same effect. Like, you can't be unhappy drinking a mimosa. Like, I don't think that's allowed. Like, I don't think you're allowed to be upset at brunch. Like, the only person who's ever cried at brunch was, like, got proposed to and they were tears of joy. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the only way that works. What are the scariest things in the world? Anybody? Oh, life. Close. Sharks. Sharks are the scariest things in the world. Because they like the rows and rows of razor sharp teeth. They can smell blood from like a mile away underwater. They have fins. You know what a fin does? It lets you know it's coming. Because it doesn't matter if you know it's coming. When you see the fin, it's the way the shark's saying, "Hey, let's play a game. You try to get out of the water before I murder you." Oh, also, some sharks, their heads are in the shapes of hammers and saws. I'm going to repeat that. Some sharks' heads are in the shapes of hammers and saws. Like, what kind of German genetics experiment gone wrong happened there? Because that's terrifying. Like, that shouldn't exist in real life. That should be reserved for, like, the Sci-Fi Channel. Like, Octoshark against Hammerhead. Like, that's fine, but not in the real world. You guys don't know how serious I am about this. You can tell. You think I'm joking. Fucking sharks. Heads, hammers, saws. It's crazy. I was watching TV recently, and I was watching the news, actually. It was on after a marathon. They were interviewing one of the runners, and the runner said, 2 years ago, a doctor told me I would never walk again, but look at me now. I'm like, that's an amazing story of like perseverance or overcoming adversity or of a really shitty doctor. Because like, I don't want to take anything away from the guy, but like, how many stories should I hear about someone who was never supposed to walk again, who's walking again? Maybe save that diagnosis for amputees. I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to do one more because, I don't want to spoil you. For a long time, I've tried to decide whether I believe in God or not, and this set isn't helping. But I finally decided, you know what? No, I don't believe in God. Because if you believe in God, you believe in this, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-good being who created sharks with their heads in the shapes of hammers and saws. Thank you guys so much. I'm Jason Alvin.